America. I am Dr. Vibhuti and welcome to your January 2025 news coverage. Tonight, I have breaking updates on national politics, economic shifts, groundbreaking healthcare advancement, and much more. Stay with me for everything you need to know this January. Let's get into the top stories. Politics and government. Let's begin with the latest in Washington. January saw heated debates surrounding the US debt ceiling as lawmakers on Capitol Hill scrambled to find a resolution. The current administration is facing pressure to prevent a government shutdown as both parties clash over fiscal priorities. Tension continues to rise as the deadline approaches for raising the debt ceiling to avoid potential default. In other political news, President Donald Trump delivered a major speech outlining the administration's priorities for the new year. The focus was on economic recovery, tackling climate change, and strengthening healthcare policies. Additionally, Supreme Court decisions this month have left significant impacts, with rulings affecting voting rights and immigration reform that will shape the political landscape for years to come. Economy and employment. The US economy continues to evolve in the new year. Following a solid holiday shopping season, many economists are cautiously optimistic despite ongoing concern over inflation. Consumer spending was up by 5% year over year in December, though prices for goods and services remain high, particularly in food and energy. The Federal Reserve has implemented another interest rate hikes this month as part of its efforts to curb inflation. However, this move has sparked concerns about its impact on mortgage rates, which are already high, and its potential effect on economic growth in 2025. Unemployment remains low at 3.8%, but experts warn that inflationary pressures might affect future hiring patterns, especially in sectors like tech and construction, which saw a dip in job growth. Healthcare and public health. In healthcare news, the US healthcare system continues to adjust to the aftermath of the COVID-19 pandemic. As new variants of the virus continue to circulate, vaccination efforts are intensifying, with the cities rolling out new booster shots to combat the latest strain. Additionally, a breakthrough treatment for mental health disorder was announced this month, bringing new hope for those suffering from conditions such as depression and anxiety. The treatment combination of AI-assisted therapies and medication has shown promising results in early trials. Healthcare cost continues to rise, and the Biden administration has pushed forward with initiatives aimed at reducing prescription drug prices and expanding insurance coverage under the Affordable Care Act. However, Republicans in Congress are pushing for reforms that could scale back some of these initiatives. Climate and environment. Moving on to the environment, January 2025 has brought severe weather events to several regions of the country. California experienced unprecedented rainfall after months of drought, leading to widespread flooding and evacuation in some areas. Authorities are working to provide relief, but concern about future water management remain at the forefront. Meanwhile, the East Coast is still recovering from a massive snowstorm that blanketed several states, causing disruption in travel and leaving many without power for several days. This storm is being linked to larger shifts in climate patterns, which scientists are attributing to global warming. The US government continues to push forward with initiatives aimed at reducing carbon emissions, including investing in renewable energy and electric vehicles. In addition, new regulations are being introduced to reduce industrial pollution in major urban areas. Technology continues to be a driving force in the US economy. January saw a surge in investment in artificial intelligence, with major companies like Google, Microsoft, and Amazon announcing new AI projects aimed at transforming industries such as healthcare, education, and transportation. In Silicon Valley, a new startup has caught the attention of investors with its AI-powered mental health app, which uses machine learning to detect emotional distress in users and offer personalized solutions. This follows a growing trend of AI in mental health, with increasing interest in how technology can help address the nation's mental health crisis. The tech stock market has also experienced volatility this month, with some companies seeing record high while others are grappling with regulatory concerns over data privacy and monopolistic practices. Social issues and education. January has also seen a spotlight on social issues across the country. Racial justice continues to be a significant focus, with protests in several cities calling for greater policy reform and justice for those affected by systemic discrimination. The issue of voting rights remains contentious, contentious with new state-level legislation being introduced that critics say may restrict access to voting, particularly in historically marginalized communities. In education, schools are grappling with the impact of the pandemic on students' academic performance. Several states have launched initiatives to address learning loss, focusing on after-school programs, mental health support for students. Some districts have also increased teacher salaries in an effort to combat teacher shortage. Entertainment and culture. In entertainment, 2025 is shaping up to be stellar year for film, music, and sports. Hollywood is buzz with the release of several highly anticipated films, including the next installment of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and a historical drama starring A-list talent. The Grammy Awards are just around the corner, with artists like Taylor Swift, Beyonce, and The Weeknd leading the nominations. In sports, the NFL playoffs are heating up as teams fight for a spot in the Super Bowl. The Miami Dolphins and Kansas City Chiefs have been standout teams of the season, but the race is still wide open. Fans are also gearing up for the 2025 NBA All-Star Weekend in Salt Lake City, with players like LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo expected to steal the show. Local communities and feel-good stories. As always, we end tonight's broadcast with some uplifting stories from around the country. The state of Michigan launched an initiative to plant 10 million trees by the end of 2025, helping to combat deforestation and improve air quality in urban areas. In Chicago, local business and volunteers have teamed up to provide thousands of meals to those in need, ensuring that no one goes hungry this winter. Across the country, communities are coming together to support each other in times of hardship, reinforcing the spirit of unity that makes America great. That's wrap. That wraps up our coverage for tonight. I will continue to keep you informed with the latest updates on national and international events. Until next time, I am Dr. Vibhuti, and you have been watching Pulse of Planet Earth. Stay safe. Have a good night.